Hey guys, it's Jacob, and I'm back with another college video. I haven't made a video in a while, and it's been a really long time, and a lot has happened. I've submitted all four of my apps, and I've been accepted into one school. So, first off, I've been getting a lot of questions, not just online, but with my friends. So, after you submit that college application, whether it be Coalition, Common App, what happens, where do you go next, and what you need to do. So first of all, I just wanted to show you on the students and what it's going to look like. So for a Coalition, it's going to say that your freshman application progress 100%. It's going to give you the date and the exact time you submitted it. For any schools, it's going to have what you applied. So if you did early action, and then you're going to be able to view the submission, and if you view it, it'll give you kind of like a tracking number kind of thing. So if a college says, oh, we didn't receive your application, you go, oh, here's the reference number. And it also provides a receipt for those when you pay the application fee. On Common App, this is what it would look like. Your dashboard, it looks really similar. It just has a check for the application. You can view your application for each of the schools that you submitted. And then you can just go through all this stuff. Doesn't it doesn't really show you that much more. Again, it gives you the proof that you submitted your application. So, what do you have to do after you submit your application? So, what I personally recommend and what has been recommended to me through this, throughout my process, is that you submit your application before you submit any supporting documents. So what I'm saying is you press the submit button on your common application, your coalition application, or your school-specific application, and you could do this the day the application opens and not submit supporting documents for a while. You're going to get email saying you haven't submitted any supporting documents. We can't look at your application and consider you before we get those. But an analogy that was used to describe it to me, which I think is very fitting and definitely describes it well. Your application is like a file folder for you at this school. Your supporting documentation will go into that file folder. It'll be all safe and everything will be grouped together. If you send supporting documentation before your application, it'll just be loose and it could get lost. Again, we're talking about colleges that get hundreds to even thousands of applications. So just don't take the chance. Get the application in first, then send supporting documents. Now, by supporting documents, I mean you will probably have to talk to your college counselor or whoever's in charge of that at your school. They'll send an official transcript if that's needed, recommendation letters if that's needed. I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, school profile. It talks about your school and just anything else you might need to be submitted to that school. Now I'm going to show you what an email saying that they received your application looks like. So this is basically what it would look like. It'll say that your application has been received, and you'll be notified once a decision's made, and here's your account. That account, you can then reference the status and upload any documents that may be needed. And then if you're missing any documents, they'll send you an email. I had that for one of my schools. I had no idea that I never sent test scores, and they said, hey, it's been 2 weeks since you've submitted, and we've gotten all your supporting documents. We're still missing those test scores. Which brings me to one other thing. Make sure you submit your test scores. So when you do SAT and ACT, I believe you get 4 free score reports to send to four different schools before you take it. Now, if you don't take that opportunity to select those, before you take the test, then unfortunately you're going to have to pay, I think it's $10 or $15 per report, per school. So if you're applying to 10 schools, it could potentially be a lot of money that you're going to spend. So even though I know when I took my first SAT, I kind of regretted sending those first scores in because they weren't very good. I think it was smart because it does save money, and honestly, schools are going to look at your highest test scores, or they're going to look at all of them, compare them, and super score them, and it's also just good to show, oh, you've grown, you've improved. I don't think that would affect your admissions. If there was a higher test score, they would look at the highest ones. So going along with the application, this won't be the Oklahoma page, but Florida. So Florida State. So this is their main site, and this is really going to be the same for all your colleges. If you click the admissions tab, it'll be under application or apply now. It really depends. So application status, and then you select your term, and then it missed the landing page for me because I've already signed in recently enough. It doesn't need me to do it again. Let's see. But it's like a login where you enter your email, and then the temporary pin they send to you, and then after that you also are supposed to change the password. And then it will show you your application information, decision date, the forms, the stuff you submitted, your application checklist, your uploaded materials, and your test scores. Verify emails, and then you can also edit your account by like changing the email password and log out. I can log out so I can show you guys what it looks like. This is what it looks like, and I of course have the username and password saved because it's my own computer. But so that really wraps up what the next steps are after you press that submit button on your school specific application, Common App or Coalition app. I hope that really helps you out in the college process. I know it's nail-biting from pressing the submit to even getting all your documents in to when they say, okay, we've received everything, to then eventually the decision. And some of the schools, the decision is really far out. Like for me, January 25th is really far out. I had an early action deadline right here, was October 15th, and their decision is going to be made January 30th. So definitely a really long time to wait for me. Feels like years. And also, I'll be making a video shortly about what happens when you get accepted into college and what your next steps should be. Subscribe, like this video, and any comments down below on what you want to see next, any questions, and I'll do my best to respond.